Hi Miss, I am from Group 4. Our group chose the Seveso Disaster. I would like to explain the background of the Seveso Disaster. The Seveso Disaster was happened on 10 July 1976 near the small town of Seveso in Lombardy, northern Italy. During a malfunction in the chemical reactor, an uncontrolled reaction caused the release of a toxic cloud-containing dioxin TCDD, one of the most dangerous substances known. It's almost spread over 15 kilometers. This dioxin can cause cancer, genetic mutations, and serious environmental damage. It's exposed more than around 37,000 people and 600 people evacuated. The vegetation in the affected area began to wither and animals, particularly livestock, started dying.
I would like to explain about the Seveso Disaster 1976. The first one is chemical release and environmental impact. For example, dioxin contamination and ecosystem damage. The second one is human health consequence. For example, immediate health effects and long-term health issues. The third one is social and economic impact. For example, education and relocation, and also economic cost. The fourth one is regulatory resistance changes. For example, increased safety regulation, and also the Seveso directive. The fifth one is psychological effects. For example, community trauma and trust issues. The sixth one is research and public awareness. For example, scientific studies, awareness campaign.
Today I am talking about the parties involved in the accident of Seveso Disaster. The first one is Industrie Chimiche Meda Società Exenario, a chemical plant owned by the Swiss company Gewaudet. During a malfunction in the plant's production process, a significant amount of TCDD dioxide, a highly toxic byproduct, was accidentally released into the atmosphere. The second one is the local government of Seveso and the surrounding municipalities. They were initially uniformed of a gravity of the situation, leading to delays in emergency response. When disaster happened to a local government should manage the religion, health and safety authorities because of delay response happen long-term healthy impact for a population. The third one is the Italian nation government in the aftermath of a disaster. The Italian government took responsibility for cleaning up the contaminated soil, conducting medical examinations and implementing long-term health monitoring for affected residents. The fourth one is residents and workers in Seveso area. There are 30,000 people exposed to dioxin cloud, range of health issues, skin lesions, long-term cancer risk and reproductive health problems. So they demand lead to legal action against ICMESA and increase global awareness to safety. Thank you.
Today I like to explain about timeline of the accident. We have few dates and few points from the analysis. Firstly, the Seveso disaster unfolded on July 10, 1976 when a chemical accident at the ICMESA plant in Seveso, Italy resulted in the uncontrolled release of a toxic cloud containing dioxin TCDD, it's called. Secondly, on July 11, residents reported a strange odor and noticed a white cloud, but authorities initially underestimated the incident severely. The third we have, by July 12, as report of the ill symptoms, particularly chlorine surfaced, the government ordered evacuation of Seveso and nearby areas. Fourthly, we have on July 13 when a broader evacuation was mandated and residents were advised to avoid consuming local food products. In the last, we got the point July 15, the Italian government declared a state of emergency, mobilizing military resources to assist with evacuation and cleanup. Continue with the present aftermath of the accident. The aftermath of the Seveso disaster had profound and lasting effects on both the local community and broader industrial safety regulations. Secondly, in the immediate years following the incident, extensive health studies were initiated to assess the impact of dioxin exposure on the residents. Third, cleanup efforts began promptly with contaminated soil being removed and the surrounding environment monitored for safety. Fourth, by 1978, these measures were in place, yet the psychological and social repercussions on the affected population were significant, as many residents faced significant anxiety about their health. Lastly, Seveso Directive in 1986, the Italian government and European authorities implemented stringent regulation for industrial safety and risk management to prevent similar catastrophes.
I would like to explain the root causes of the human error and management failure. In human error, the first one is the workers at the plant. For example, unaware or unprepared for the potential risks associated with the overheating reactor. The second one is poor communication between staff members and inadequate understanding, such as taking place to incorrect decision being made. The third one is the absence of proper safety protocols or emergency procedure exacerbated the situation. For example, workers did not have safety shut down the reactor or contain the chemical release once the situation happened. In management failure, the first one is the company which did not implement sufficient safety measures, such as accident despite being aware of the dangers with dioxin production. The second one is cost-cutting measure. Inadequate safety equipment, poor maintenance of the reactor, and lack of investment in training of employees. The third one is the company failed to conduct risk assessment. They can put in place robust emergency response plans which mitigate the impact of the disaster.
Today I would like to talking about the improvement disaster management of Seveso Disaster 1976. Firstly, stricter safety regulations should be enforced, ensuring that chemical plants adhere to rigorous operational standards. For example, regular inspections, maintenance, and the implementation of fail-safe mechanism to prevent accidentally releases. Secondly is industries handling hazardous substances. For example, should adopt modern technology solution like real-time monitoring system that can detect anomalies early and initiate automatic shutdowns. Number third one is community preparedness. For example, local population, especially those living near industrial zones, should be educated about the risk and informed about evacuation procedures in case of emergency. Number fourth one is emergency services to need to be better equipped. For example, hospital and healthcare system should be prepared for the potential health impacts, chemical exposure with stockpiles of antidotes, protective equipment, and proper treatment protocols in place. The last one is environmental protection. For example, immediate actions such as the establishment of exclusion zones and soil decontamination should be standard practice to minimize the long-term ecological impact.
The conclusion of the Seveso disaster. In the years that follow, the disaster prompted major changes in industrial safety and environmental regulations. The Seveso Directive, a European Union law enacted in 1982 and updated several times since, was a direct result of this disaster. It aims to prevent and control the risk associated with industrial accidents involving hazardous substances, ensuring better preparation and response to similar events, the Seveso disaster. Through tragic led to a greater awareness of industrial risk and the importance of environmental safety and transparency. Thank you.